I replaced my $4,000 MacBook Pro with the M4 Mac Mini, and this is my full review. If you are excited, drop a like down below, subscribe to the channel, let's get started. So, I've bought the M4 Mac Mini 1 week and a half ago, and I replaced my M1 Max fully spec'd MacBook Pro, 16-inch. Yes, I replaced my $4,000 MacBook Pro with the M4 Mac Mini. One machine costs $4,000, the other one costs $600. That's crazy that I was able to do so. But here's the thing, did I notice that much of a difference? No, and that's the crazy part. The M4 Mac Mini value is insane. For $600, you can get an equivalent performer as 3 years ago you could get for $4,000, which is crazy. Again, I'm not saying that the M4 Mac Mini is more powerful than my M1 Max MacBook Pro. It isn't. The M1 Max has more cores, the M1 Max has more performance, the M1 Max has more RAM. But the M4 Mac Mini single-core performance outshines the M1. And that's crazy, because most of your tasks, most of your needs are single-core needs. So in most tasks, I would say 90% of the time, the M4 Mac Mini is more powerful than my M1 Max MacBook Pro. Insane that for $600 you can get that much performance in that tiny box. But for multi-core performance, that's where the Mac Mini kinda drops its ball a bit. Because the M4 Mac Mini has a very tiny M4 chip with only 10 CPU cores. And of course, my M1 Max MacBook Pro has a much bigger GPU with 32 GPU cores. So whenever you are doing video editing, 3D rendering, or any type of analysis on your computer that requires more CPU, requires more GPU, and more cores to work at the same time, my M1 Max MacBook Pro will destroy the M4 Mac Mini. That's just the way of computing. But for $600, you can get a very focused, very powerful machine that can do video editing, that can do coding, can do photo editing, that has 16 GB of RAM, has a 10-core CPU, and of course, has 256 GB of storage. This SSD is very small. I would say that's the worst part of the M4 Mac Mini is the SSD size. It's too small for nowadays. In 2024, 512 or even 1 terabyte should be the standard for SSDs. Apple is too cheap to put 1 terabyte SSDs, not to do it. Do it. Increase the value of your machines. I know you like to make money on the SSD upgrades. $200 for 256 bytes of storage for like a jump of 256. It's crazy. It's completely insane. And $400 for 1 terabyte, that's too much. So I would say if you are currently looking to buy an M4 Mac Mini, don't waste your money on internal SSDs. Save your money. The only upgrade worth doing on the M4 Mac Mini is jumping from the M4 to the M4 Pro. Nothing else. The RAM, don't do it. 16 GB of RAM will be more than enough for most people. SSD is stupid because SSDs are much cheaper outside. You can get a dock and you can get those NANDs, those SSD NANDs, connect to a dock, connect to your computer. You'll have 2 terabytes for less than $100. Or even buy external SSDs like the T7 Chill from Samsung. Again, not sponsored, but they are way better deals and way better ways to save money on storage and still get most of it. Again, the performance is not an issue. Apple just likes to make money on these tiny upgrades. So if you are looking to buy the M4 Mac Mini, buy the base model. Don't do any type of upgrades. If you want anything more than that, and if you do need anything more than that, go for the M4 Pro. So that costs I think $1,200, much better deal, gives you more RAM, gives you more storage for base model, and gives you the M4 Pro, which is much more powerful and can compete with the M1 Max in terms of performance, which is insane. The value propositions of these computers are unmatched in the computer industry. You get a very compact and tiny design, which, to add up, was redesigned this year, which is unheard of. Nowadays, when Apple launches a new redesign, they increase the price to pay off the R&D focused to develop this new design, this new architecture. But with the M4 Mac Mini, they didn't. This machine is so efficient in every single way that Apple could keep the same price and give you way more. They give you double the RAM now, they give you the same storage, and they give you the M4 chip that is non-binned. How did they do it? Simple. They manufacture M4 chips almost for free, and they redesigned this computer to be as small, as efficient, and as compact as possible. They have the transformer, the power transformer inside of the computer. They have lots of I/O. They have a cooling system. This machine is beautiful to look at from outside. It is made of aluminum materials. It's not plastic, it's not cheap, it's not ugly. No, Apple spent some real R&D to make this machine look incredible. It looks like a Mac Studio shrink down, a very shrunk down. So the Mac Mini looks great, performs great, has lots of I/O, sits amazingly well on your desk, it does not thermally throttle, it cools itself really well, has the M4 chip, 16 gigabytes of RAM is way more than enough for 90% of people. If you need more, again, there's the M4 Pro Mac Mini, but I would say that this computer with all of its AI, all of its capabilities with the M4 chip, it's more than enough for 99% of people. And that's where its true value shines, because you can get a $600 computer, even if you are a professional, has a secondary computer, for your kitchen, for your living room, just get an external display for cheap, and you have a computer that will serve you for ages. I think everyone remembers the days in our childhood where our parents had that office with that old computer sitting there. And if you think about it, the M4 Mac Mini would be the perfect choice. So small, cheap, and super powerful. If you replaced that computer with the M4 Mac Mini nowadays, it will serve you for the next 10 years. And for what you did, it was perfect. And here's the thing. People's needs from a computer haven't changed in 10 years. They need to browse the web. They need to use it for word processing, to create PowerPoints, to even watch movies, home banking, any type of single web stuff, online stuff, or even photo editing, small photo editing, or even small video editing. The M4 Mac Mini can do it and blow it away. And if you are a starting professional, if you are like, for example, a video editing, starting your own YouTube channel, the M4 Mac Mini will serve you completely right. It's super powerful, the M4 chip is way more than enough to video edit. I can easily video edit here with no problems. Again, doing single core tasks, it's really easy. So video editing here, pretty much all the time, is fast and snappy. The only things that I notice a difference between my M1 Max MacBook Pro and the M4 Mac Mini is rendering, is exporting videos, but mainly is doing those stuff like transcoding, for example, applying effects, applying texts, any type of workflow that requires rendering, background processing. The M1 Max will be faster, obviously. Like, for example, a new tool on Final Cut Pro to auto mask a subject. The M4 Mac Mini is fast, but the M1 Max is a bit faster. Again, at the end of the day, you know what you need. At the end of the day, the M4 Mac Mini is a base model computer. It shouldn't outperform a $4,000 MacBook, but in some tasks, it does. And that's the real value of the M4 Mac Mini. So, if you think about it, the M4 Mac Mini is the best computer out there because it serves the most amount of people. Around 90% of people don't need more than this, and it's the cheapest. So, most of those 90% of people can actually buy this computer. At the end of the day, the value is so insane, the performance, the size, the I/O, the RAM, everything is so well optimized. That's the key word for this computer, optimized, and efficiency, that Apple can charge $600 for this beast of a computer. And then of course, there's the hardware that is always Apple-like. Super neat, super beautiful, made of premium materials, aluminum frames, all of that. Looks insane on your desk, and it's so tiny, so small. If you compare this to an Apple TV, it's crazy. The size difference between a small plastic box that a few years back was an Apple TV and the size of the Mac Mini. Insane. If you put your iPhone next to a Mac Mini, you will see how small the Mac Mini really is. It's like astonishing if you put an iPhone next to a Mac Mini, because normally people know the iPhone size. Mine is an iPhone Pro Max. And if you compare it to a Mac Mini, it's the same width. Insane. And of course, you also have the old Mac Mini compared to the new Mac Mini, which is a huge difference. Before, the Mac Mini was mini. Now, it's not mini, it's tiny, which is insane. But this computer is mini, but gigantic in value. Oh, and I know already lots of people on the comments down below writing, what about the iMac? The M4 iMac is a way better deal. You get a 4K or a 5K display, you get an external keyboard, a mouse, everything included, super easy to use, and for only twice the price, right? That's the thing. Most people don't need the extras. Most people already have a display, already have a keyboard, already have a mouse, and wasting $600-700 on those things, although the iMac is a great value computer, they don't need it. That's why the Mac Mini is so good, because it gives you everything that you need. Performance, I/O, in a very, very small box. Everything else, you choose. They are two different markets. If you need a desktop computer for your home, you don't have anything. You are looking to buy a complete new setup. I would say going for your iMac would be better, because the iMac gives you everything. It's beautiful, gives you a display, gives you an incredible keyboard, a magic keyboard, a magic mouse. So it comes all included in this very, very cool package for a very, very cool price. $1,300 for an M4 iMac that looks incredible, has the speakers included also, which are pretty cool. You have the webcam, a 12 megapixel center stage webcam, that is better than every other webcam out there. And all of that for that money. You cannot get a 5K display, plus a magic keyboard, plus a magic mouse, plus a good pair of speakers, plus a good webcam, all of that for less than $600. You simply can't. And if you want to build a perfect setup with a Mac Mini, you will spend more than that. But the true value of the Mac Mini is to serve the people that already have a very good display, or a good display that already have, like an ultra-wide display. They already have a cool keyboard, a mechanical keyboard, or a good keyboard that serves them well, and they have their preferred mouse of choice. And they just need the performance. They just need the computer. And that's where the Mac Mini shines. Removes all the gunk, removes all the things that you don't need, and gives you the only things that you need: performance and I/O. And that's where the M4 Mac Mini shines. Again, the M4 Mac Mini is one nor the best value computers ever to be released. Thank you guys for watching. Drop a like down below, subscribe to the channel. Bye bye.